Oh, hello.
Hi. Hello to anybody who's listening. Hi. So yeah, I was having a funky thing with the countdown there. I missed the first 30 seconds. And I thought, oh, go live now. And then it wanted to go around 30 seconds again. So I then had to delete the video to stop it doing it for a third time.
I wondered what was going on.
And I thought, oh, I'll just carry on chatting away while there's a countdown. I realised, oh, Amber can't hear me anyway.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on here? Count it down 3 times.
Anyway, so hello and welcome to anybody who's joined us today. Please do write in the chat if you would like to. You might need to give StreamYard permission to show your name. But yes, so today, for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Emily Kalcher. I'm an astrologer and I'm an intuitive tarot reader and inspirational speaker, mentored by Les Brown in the Power Voice studio. Oh, Power Voice system even. Get it right, Emily. I'm joined today by the lovely guest, Amber. And Amber is on the creative path, looking to... I'm messing up her intro. I apologise about this.
Fine.
She's on the creative path with her art and the wonderful podcast that she co-creates with Alice Ladkin. It's called Yes, I'm an Artist. So do check that out. So welcome, Amber. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. I'm so nervous. This is weird. Yeah. It's different live streaming to doing a podcast, actually.
Yeah, it totally is, isn't it?
It is, yeah, for sure. You sort of feel all on show.
Yeah, I bet, because you're used to being behind the scenes, aren't you? Thinking, oh, okay, well, no one can see us, but Alice and I can talk about whatever we want and be completely raw, honest and open.
For sure. And if something goes like a little bit wrong or we say something past the boundaries or something, you just be like, edit it out, it's fine. But none of that today.
So can you tell us a little bit more about sort of how you came to art and what inspires you and that sort of thing?
How I came to art? Well, I'm one of those people, I would say, that I've loved art ever since I was young. I've always been really inspired by like magical things, like Disney more than anything, you know, had a big impact. And ever since I was younger, I used to just love watching Disney films and then drawing the characters and things like that. And then and then I grew up and tried to turn it into a business, and here I am.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually
definitely inspired.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually it's going to be like that. We love to talk.
Yeah, too many words.
Yeah, I'm actually part of a few small business communities. So if anybody joins us from the Rebels group, from Rebel Jones Design, welcome. Or if anybody happens to see me from Emily Harvey Arts community, welcome as well. Please do say hello in the chat. We would love to hear from you. But yeah, my point was that Emily Harvey loves Disney as well, and hence
really?
a lot of the things that she creates are sort of Disney inspired. So I know there are a lot of people out there that love to create Disney things. So don't mock it, don't make it small. It is a lovely beginning. So where
some people hate Disney.
Well, it's like Marmite, isn't it? You kind of love it or you hate it.
Yeah, it is that really. It's just a lot of like childhood attachments there for me, you know, and a lot of memories and stuff as well. So yeah, for sure.
So where have you taken your art since your beginnings with drawing things from Disney? And
well, this will probably be a long story.
Go for it.
So I got into like coloured pencil art. I first found coloured pencils, I loved it, and then instantaneously I was like, oh, I could earn money from doing this. So, and I love dogs, I love animals. I did do dog grooming for a while, not too long. I went to college, I did the training, and then I got a job, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, I'd rather draw dogs than groom them. So I got my first set of colour pencils. I started drawing animals, and then instantaneously, all of a sudden, got my first commission. A friend of mine has a cockapoo breeding Facebook page, and so I advertised on there, and then that was it. I started doing commissions, and I didn't stop for about 4 years. And then within that 4 years, me and my husband went through some like issues, family issues, and then it caused such a negative impact on my art, because I was taking on the commissions. I really wasn't enjoying the commissions anyway. I felt like it was sucking my soul out of my body. And then I tried to move away from commissions this year. I would say is my year, because you know, when you just feel like you're doing something, but your just heart and soul's not into it, and even though it's bringing in a little bit of money, it just wasn't happening at all. So yeah, now I'm just trying to experiment, and that was the question, right? Because I have an issue with forgetting
definitely.
What the question. So I've like given up doing the commissions now, and I'm just moving away from like animal portraiture in general, and just experimenting. I honestly don't even know where I'm going with my art at the minute. All I'm trying to do is just feed my soul, you know, as deep as it sounds.
No, it's beautiful. Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean. Before I started where I am now, a lot of what I was doing was working within health and social care, and I'm not ashamed to say this, but I do currently work in the NHS, and well, shout out to anybody who happens to join me from there, I guess. Yeah, I know it's not where my heart lies. My heart lies with astrology, because I see that as a way to bring more compassion and kindness and that loving energy into the world that I think the world so needs right now. And tarot is another one of those divination tools that goes quite nicely with it, and I am actually writing a book about it, as I mentioned briefly to you at one point.
Awesome.
But yeah, there's so many projects on the go. Along with another one of my projects, I'm studying moonology. So I started my journey in astrology by following Yasmin Boland. She is a little bit of a drink.
little sip break.
Shameless branding.
Oh, I should have had my podcast mug.
Oh, do you have it?
I'd not with me, no. I should have brought it in here with me. I've just got ice cold water today.
Yeah, for anybody who's not in the UK, it's really hot right now. So I should probably say, actually, we don't know exactly how long we'll be on for, because it's really hot and we don't want to melt. But we all try our best to go about an hour, but it might be less.
Or it could be more, knowing me talking.
Well, yeah, I love to talk to you. Do you know what your sun sign is, Amber? Your star sign?
Cancer.
Oh, okay.
My birthday is June 25th. June 25th. I actually don't know a whole lot about astrology, to be quite honest with you. I guess that goes in a lot to like my creativity as well, because at the beginning of, let's go back, 2021 was just the worst year for me. Like I'd say spiritually, because I just felt lost. I was stuck doing these commissions. I didn't really want to be doing them. I didn't really know how to get out. Like I don't seem to have much self-confidence. So doing commissions was like a safe space, and then all the toxicity that went with it, and then the family problems and things, and then 2021 was just a bit rubbish for me, I would say, as well as many other people, I can imagine. And then I was just dying to find something more, you know. It's like it's almost like I got to a point like, this surely can't be it, you know.
Yes.
And David, my husband, has already been on a spiritual path for a few years now, and as I'd always, just watch this, just listen to this, just just have a little and I would listen, and it just wouldn't go in, and wouldn't, things just didn't really matter to me so much, I would say. And then the beginning of this year, then I've sort of pushed my whole self into just spiritual learning, and mostly through creativity. So at the beginning of the year, I read a book that has honestly changed my life. And if anybody has listened to the podcast, I'm sure they will know I've talked about it so much. And that is Big Magick by Elizabeth Gilbert. And that gave me the push to get out of the commissions and just start taking my life in my own hands, and my art and my creativity. But yeah, it was hard for sure to start with.
Yeah, often being on that point of actually knowing what your purpose is, and really wanting to follow your dreams rather than be in that rat race of life, it can be really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very against the rat race of life, and I just think everybody should follow. I was thinking a lot about purpose, actually, and Elizabeth Gilbert talks about purpose. And she says that can put a lot of pressure on people trying to figure out what your purpose is. So instead, it's best to follow the curiosity instead of your purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when you think, oh my God, what is my purpose? You're trying to scramble around for anything in your head. Like, what is it that I really want to do? But instead, if you follow the curiosity, and then in the end, if that doesn't turn out to be your purpose, or you go down an art road, if you like, and you end up not liking that style of art, then that's fine. Then you just follow the next curiosity, and that way you are following your purpose.
Oh, I love that so much.
I only saw that the other day, and it really clicked with me. I was like, oh, that's a much better way of looking at it, for sure. Because I was that person, like, what's my purpose? Oh my God. But
I only really started following a little bit of my own myself when it was 2020, actually. I found Les Brown. I don't remember exactly how I came across him, but I know that my husband has very much been following a lot of his motivational speeches and things. Have you heard of Les Brown?
No, I don't think I have, actually. I feel like it rings a bell, but I haven't listened to anything. I don't think so.
He's very much a motivational speaker, and he's actually in his 70s now, but he's an American guy who grew up in some quite hard circumstances, and he was finding it hard being a homeless guy who wanted to buy a house for his mum, and he put his heart and soul into finding a way to do that, even by sleeping on the floor of an office in somewhere he worked. And there were just so many different things. But he's turned his complete life around, and he coaches people in how they use their voice. So hence something I did when I found that he was doing a program called The Power Voice during 2020, being the fact that the world was struggling with COVID and all the scenarios surrounding that, and people being sheltered in place or in lockdown. He decided, well, actually, this still is a perfect time to do his program, but he can do it online using Zoom. So that meant he could connect to a wider audience around the world. Hence, I discovered him and started taking his Power Voice program. And that's where I met some lovely people. So there's Jake Fowler, who has a podcast, which I showed you actually, called The Hunger for the Hustle. And he was hustling in the playground when he was a kid, and selling Mars bars and things to other kids, and got told off by his head teacher so many times. But then he's had loads of businesses and things since. And actually, I think The Hunger for the Hustle and a load of businesses that he's got are doing quite well. And I was also interviewed by Pratibha Day, who was another Power Voice graduate as well. And she talks about mental health, and she talks about the reason why she calls it Try Together, her podcast and It's mostly on YouTube, but the reason she calls it Chai Together is because she's always had a drink of chai with her mum, and chai stands for courage, hope, and imagination. Using those to tell your story to help out other people who might be suffering through mental health, such as her mum, who has sadly schizophrenia. But yeah, it's just a huge process. So the Power Voice for me actually helped me to use my voice and talk about things that I've struggled with throughout my life, and then turn my pain into my purpose. So it goes back to what we were talking about following curiosity and where your passion lies, and then expanding that, and that's going to change throughout a lifetime. And if we get back on topic as well, I actually researched a few quotes and things of what creativity is.
Cool.
I've got 3 pages of notes. I thought I'd go down your route of researching first, so there's definitely something to talk about. So
that's the thing with the podcast, when we have topics, we end up with pages and pages of notes, or sometimes just a few points and we wing it. See how we feel on the day.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the most famous quotes on creativity is, creativity is intelligence having fun. That's an Einstein quote.
Yeah.
And
there's a quote I love. I think it's Picasso, and it's inspiration finds you working. It's not necessarily completely creativity wise, but I use it all the time because I'm a big procrastinator, and I would rather do anything than what I actually want to do, so I just sit out there and stare at a wall instead of doing like what I actually want to do and what I know will drive me forward. And you think like, I haven't got any inspiration, or I don't know what to draw today, but that is inspiration finds you working. As soon as you put your time into something, more comes.
Yeah, definitely. I know exactly what you mean. I have all these different ideas, and it's how to put them together and how to get them out there so people see them, and then the whole imposter syndrome thing comes in where you think, well, who's going to want to see this? Am I a professional? Am I actually the best, or do I know what I'm talking about?
Who am I to be talking about these topics that I know nothing about and things like that, Yeah.
Well, if you knew nothing about it, then actually you wouldn't be sharing it. You wouldn't want to share it at all.
It's all just about learning, isn't it?
Yeah.
All about learning.
Yeah, definitely. We're always learning and growing.
That's for sure.
So what else? There was something else. So I've got a couple of definitions of technically what creativity is.
And then I'll tell you how I imagine creativity.
Definitely, go for it. Yeah. Okay, so the first one that I really love comes from California State University. So creativity is defined as the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems, communicating with others, and entertaining ourselves and others. And then the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, Dictionary Corner, and all that jazz. Yeah, okay. People understand that if they've watched Countdown over the years.
Do you know
British
what?
Show.
I haven't watched Countdown for years and years and years. When I was like, I don't even think I ever watched it, Countdown.
Really?
Maybe once or twice. Yeah, when I was younger. My mum and dad used to watch it, so we used to watch it with them, I suppose.
And Jimmy Carr did an 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I loved that.
Oh, really?
Really non-PC, of course. It was hilarious. Okay, so yes. Anyway, Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. What do they have to say? So the use of skill and imagination to produce something new or to produce art.
Yeah.
I quite like that one as well. So go on then. What's creativity to you, Amber?
Creativity to me. So it's everything, isn't it? I honestly think it's what we were all put here to do, is to be creative in some way, shape or form. It's what sets us apart from every other creature. And so I was meditating one night, and I got this like vision. I don't know what you would call it. It was strange, and I just go by it now. It's like what I live by with creativity. And it was not long after I read the Elizabeth Gilbert book, Big Magick, as well. So it just all sort of fell into place for me. And I sort of imagine, like, because I just love space, right? I'm obsessed with space. I'm completely clueless, probably. I'm learning every single day, but I just love it. And I just imagined a starry sky and this stream going through the universe, just like a stream. And it just comes to me like, oh, the creative stream. So I just feel like, because people say all the time, like, oh, I'm not creative, I couldn't even draw a stick man or something like that, you know. It's not just about art though, it's about everything we do in life. You can be creative doing anything. And yeah, I just feel like that's the creative stream, you know, like that's the stream of creativity. And then we just sort of tap into it and pull from it when we be creative. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of something I've just lived by. And I like, before I start drawing or painting anything, I always say like the affirmations to myself, like I'm connected to the creative stream and things like that. Yeah. So, what do you think?
That's beautiful. Yeah. That is beautiful.
I definitely paint it one day, what I'm trying to say.
Oh no, yeah, definitely go for it. Yeah, that would be amazing. I have actually seen some of your artwork, and as you know, I kind of like give a little like here and there.
Oh, thank you.
But, yeah, I know you were working with metallic pens and paints and things as well. And I was remembering thinking that, yeah, the silver coming through, that's connected to the moon. And the moon is then all about receptivity and that flow state and being very yin and sort of getting in with the flow of life and the emotional side. It's like the feminine. Wow. And then we've got the gold that you put into the artwork and things, that is connected to the sun, and the sun is our life force energy, and it is really all about being vibrant and alive. It's that masculine side. So putting the two together in your artwork, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then some shapes, like the triangles. That's quite funny.
Because I didn't actually know that gold and silver was like attributed to the sun and the moon. So yeah, oh, that's handy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it worked out all right. Yeah, it was a happy accident. Because that artwork there, I was sort of, I've just been getting into learning all about like sacred geometry and things, and that was like my first sacred geometry artwork. And I wanted to, it like just reminded me of balance. Of Vesica Pisces reminds me of balance. And yeah, I just made it into balance, and it worked out even better than I thought, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely in flow there, aren't you, with what you're doing there?
Oh yeah, I try to be. That's what I want. I just want to be able to create art that feels truly like me, and able to get into flow and get into like a creative zone, you know?
I actually, I've got so many notes here. So,
go through your notes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got a Picasso quote as well. So, the chief enemy of creativity is good sense.
Yeah, that goes to me with like believing in your ideas and your own ideas, because sometimes people have the most crazy ideas, including myself, and then the sense kicks in and it's like, oh no one will like that, or that's stupid. And that is the killer of creativity, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's actually if you have the idea to begin with, see, when I think of ideas, I think of them as seeds of potential. And that goes back to a lot of what I do with manifesting with the moon, so manifesting with the lunar cycle. So just as a little thing, we basically, anything that's planted in the darkness, whether that's like in the darkness of the soil, a seed, or whether it is a few cells of potential for a baby, for new life, or whatever to grow, that is potentiality. So if there's pure potentiality, which is associated with the new moon, that point of the darkness in the sky, where we can't see the moon at all, and then actually everything from there it's manifested to some point. Whether it actually reaches where we think it will go, or whether it's there or something better, it's there for its highest potential. So if it's actually not meant to survive, it won't. But if it is, it will grow, and it will grow exponentially until it reaches a peak, like at the full moon, where we actually see like beautiful our potential at its peak, or a flower in full bloom. As it's that kind of thing of life that, yeah, everything has the seed to become something.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean, for sure. Yeah, it definitely resonates.
And I love that.
Yeah, like ideas, because as soon as you think, then that's almost like the seed is planted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go with it, and because Elizabeth Gilbert talks a lot about fear, yeah, and how fear will rule your life, because your fear doesn't understand what is like, you should be real fear. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. That didn't cause a problem.
Didn't hear it.
Good. Yeah, how fear doesn't actually know whether you're in a dangerous situation or it's just something that's unknown to you. So even something of just like changing your career path maybe, or following like the curiosity, would be absolutely terrifying, because your fear doesn't know how to differentiate. Is that a word? I'm not
Yes,
sure.
it is.
Differentiate between the actual like if there's an actual danger or just an unknown path. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest, but fear. Yeah.
I can't remember exactly who said it. It might have been Les Brown himself, but fear is false evidence appearing real.
Oh, so, yeah.
To combat that, we face everything and rise.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. And we're always, I believe we're always in the exact place we're meant to be, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, I've been having like issues about just doing this stream this week. I know that live streams, just incorporating it into my own channel and my own things that I do, is something I want to do. So my fear has been overtaking me this week and caused like incredible anxiety over doing this. But now I'm here, everything's fine, you know.
Exactly.
I told you, fear.
We're just having a conversation. Doesn't matter if people are watching.
I have notes above my head here, up here, just for the podcast of like, remember, you are just having a conversation. Take a deep breath. It's fine. You know, because me and Alice on the podcast, we have to constantly like affirmate ourselves before we press record, you know. It's funny. Almost feels like fear tries to stop you from growing, or tries to stop you from being who you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're thinking about, I just kind of remember from looking at so many different things before looking into meditation some years back, and then again during all the lockdowns and things. So when it comes to what you were saying about the brain not knowing the difference between what's real and what's perceived, actually we have those two parts of our brain that are sort of fighting with each other in a way. So we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is all about the fight, flight, freeze. It's preparing for danger and what do I need to do? Do I need to run away, or what's going to happen? Do I need
Rules
to
my life.
Sorry?
Rules my life.
I'm sure a lot of us been there. A lot of us have, and pretty much everybody at some point in their lives has been there. And then there's the opposite side, which is the optimal one, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. It's that rest and digest. It's that being relaxed. It's kind of where you feel if you're in the middle of a meditation, or you're doing something that feels like home, where you don't have to worry about anything. From what I've heard on the podcast for you, that could be like being at a gig in the middle of a mosh pit.
Yeah, for sure. I would say you'd think that wouldn't be very restful, but it serves my soul, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the zone.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me, it's being surrounded by crystals and cards and whatever else.
Everything you love. Same for me as well. Just being surrounded by everything I love. You know, I think you can see behind me all my art supplies. There, it's my little shelves of all my treasures. You know.
Yeah. What have I got?
I listened to is it Hunger in Your Hustle, the podcast? Yeah, with you, and you mentioned yoga and how you enjoy yoga with Cassandra on YouTube. I also love, like, the only one I've managed to like resonate with, and yeah.
Oh really?
I love it. Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, so part of where I started was looking at the moon, because I've used the moon and the sun to make decisions in my life, as I said when I was talking to Jake on Hunger for the Hustle. So yeah, part of solving a few things, healing for myself, was in yoga, because I had a lot of pain due to having inflammatory bowel disease, and I had sort of arthritis symptoms and things, but actually incorporating yoga every day into my life was my sort of saving grace. So I still hack it in the mornings. I literally have a 6-minute it's a Brett Larkin one. Oh, I'm losing my voice again. Sorry.
It happens.
I think it's talking about things that you're kind of, you get a bit nervous about sharing them, but you really know that you have to, and that if you do, you're going to feel better for it.
I find that happens so much, actually, when you, because I want to share, but I find whenever I do share or maybe talk about something that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, my throat just clogs up. I feel like I can't breathe properly. I'd start going all red. It's strange, almost like something's trying to stop me.
I know. There ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
That's right.
Anyway,
you said you burst out into song sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, going back to yoga. So actually, I have written something in my notes about yoga, but yeah, the way that I got into it was because Cassandra Reinhardt, Yoga with Cassandra, she's actually she's got a program now called, is it Art of Allowing or Art of Abundance? I can't remember which one it is.
Art of Abundance, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you know of it?
I think so. Yeah, I have not. Yeah, I'm not familiar, but I know what it's called. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I joined that as well. So yeah, I've got that somewhere. So yeah, I've done a few rounds of that. But yeah, basically, you follow the lunar cycle. But what I was doing with her originally was the lunar yoga program, and we would have themes every single month to work with, and then we would have lower level yoga at new moons, so sort of yin, or yoga nidra, which is, it kind of feels a bit like you're going to sleep.
Oh right.
Yeah, there's lots of different things, but you do those for the new moon, and then you slowly work through shadow work and things throughout the program, so that when you come to the new moon with your affirmations and intentions set and things, it is basically similar to what I'm doing with manifesting, but that was kind of a little bit of the idea was there with the lunar yoga program. So when that stopped, I thought I want to make something myself, but never really had the courage to do so until, as I say, during 2020 I learnt about the power voice, and then I did my astrology training, the beginning of it, so applied astrology with Deborah Silverman, and then it's kind of right, so I can really see how the lunar cycle plays into a lot of what we do. We basically live in a big clock. We've got the sun that maps out the year for us, and then we've got the months that are mapped out by the moon, which used to be called months, so hence where the word month comes from.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we live in this giant clock, as it were, and we're creating, we're growing, we're thriving due to the world around us. So it's that sort of nature nurture thing, or chicken and egg, whatever you want to call it.
The chicken or the egg. It's also fascinating.
Yeah.
Also fascinating. I feel like at the point I'm at right now, where I'm so interested in so many different things, it's all a little bit overwhelming because there's just so much to learn, isn't there? I mean, the learning is never ending, really. So yeah, it's that thing of like, where do I even start? So I chose creativity, I guess.
Well, yeah. And actually, I was thinking about where is creativity in the body. So we look at then, so if we're looking at the chakra system, which is the wheels of energy throughout the body, which you can see kind of along the spine. So starting with the root chakra, we have that need for sort of safety and security, and that is within our feet, our lower part of our hips, and that kind of area of the body. So we need to feel safe, and we need to have the confidence and everything in order to decide to create. And then we work up to the sacral chakra, which is where creativity sits, because it is the seat of our emotions. And what is emotion? It's energy in motion. And we are there looking at our desires, our creativity, and what makes us feel alive. And that is kind of what, to me, the sacral chakra is about.
Oh, wow. So whereabouts is that's the next one up, right?
It's the next one up. It's that pelvic bowl, and
right,
our sort of genitalia, sex organs, whatever.
Yeah, so I was going to say it also is for like fertility and like where
growth.
New life growth. Yeah, for sure. That's something I've just been learning about as well, because Yoga with Cassandra done a chakra series on our YouTube channel, and I've been doing that as well.
When we're talking about yoga people, I also love Yoga with Adrienne. She's amazing. She's a Texas girl. Yeah.
Oh,
she's
really?
from Texas. Yeah.
So, they both. I mean, I used to do yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, but Cassandra, I just love her. I love her so much. So.
And she does a lot of meditation on hers as well. So she's got lots of different things there.
Yeah, yoga, meditation. Meditation is definitely something I feel I need to incorporate more into my life, because every time I do, even just for 2 minutes, you instantaneously feel so much more better and a little bit more light. I do anyway. If I'm able to really switch my mind off, because I've got this overactive mind and it's just too much sometimes. So meditation for sure, but I've definitely got resistance to it. I have resistance to everything that's good for me.
I was going to say that's kind of like human nature, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's all a part of our growth, though. I just get the feeling of that, of anything that would cause growth or learning or just better for us. I definitely feel resistance towards it all the time. Everything is so hard.
Yes. Secretly I do too. But it's kind of, you know what will benefit you, and you know that actually all change has an element of fear, and it's scary, and the body's only real function is to keep itself alive and well, and it will do anything to do that. And so when you look at conditioning and psychology, and it's kind of all the things around you, so any examples you've had from parents, from your own experiences growing up, lots of things in the past will tell you, well, you didn't have a good time with this before, why do you want to go there and try it again? Or actually, you had a really good holiday in that place, go there again. So it's kind of your mind, your body, it has that a bit of muscle memory as well. It's kind
your comfort zone.
Yeah, do you really want to do that? Your comfort zone,
which was our last episode, I think. We just done on the podcast. We're talking about comfort zones. And how many things attribute to your comfort zone and how hard it is to break through it.
Actually, we're in Leo season at the moment, so the sun being in Leo, which Leo is about self-expression, and it's ruled by the sun. So it is that vibrancy. And if you've got any friends or family or whoever that's their star or sun sign is Leo, you probably notice that they want a bit of attention, but it's more a case that they need the external validation. They kind of need to know they're on the right track, but it's also I'd say that Leos need to shine brightly. They need to actually have the courage to do so, because a lot of it is actually masquerading some of the shyness there. But then when you're center stage and you're just in a room and feeling appreciated, you don't have to shout about it so much, because actually you're already radiating that energy and you're helping other people and bringing that energy back into the room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So you said the sun is in Leo right now. Is that
it is, yeah.
So does that mean that everybody would feel that kind of energy, or
to some extent, yes. Although obviously more so for people who were born where the sun was in Leo in their birth chart. So, but yes, everybody will feel a little bit of that. And then actually we've just had the full moon yesterday at 2:30 in the morning when it peaked. So the full moon is in Aquarius, so full moons oppose the sun. So that means that the moon in Aquarius was opposing that sun in Leo. And it's that, so you have the subject there, matter of, okay, so you've got the expression, but then you also have your genius, your individuality, and everything that entails. And it's kind of, right, where's my genius at? Okay, how do I express the creativity behind that? And so at full moons, everything is kind of fully illuminated. There's nothing hiding. So it's kind of shining a light on a bit of that creativity, but also shining the light on your individuality. And Aquarius is very much about the networking and getting people together. So you get people together, talk about creativity, and what are we doing?
Yeah, here we are.
Yay, go us.
I could talk to you for hours about this.
Yeah.
Go all day.
I know. I think I had quotes on some of those things as well. Oh yeah, so I have a load of books on chakras and things, and one that I really recommend to everybody is Eastern Body, Western Mind. So yeah, go for it. Eastern Body, Western Mind. So as it kind of says, it looks at kind of the Eastern traditions, where yoga came from, and looking at the chakra system, and it also puts in some of the Western psychology about behavior and development. So I don't know whether people know about much about psychology, but I think of like Piaget and Carl Rogers and sort of like all the developmental psychologists who talked about what can a child see, what can a baby see when they're at so many months, what can a child see, what are their concepts of if something's out of sight, is it out of mind, has it actually disappeared into thin air because they can't see it anymore, and all those little things. And it's those little stages of development are actually then related back to the chakra system, which is really cool.
Wow. Yeah, that is really cool. Everything is connected, isn't it?
It is.
Everything.
It's that oneness of life. Everything is energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything.
I'm sure that is a quote as well. Everything is energy.
If not, that's a really good quote.
If not, then go me.
Yeah, well done. We'll be quoting you for the rest of your life and beyond.
Oh, geez, Amber, bless you.
I'll use it on the podcast this week.
Okay, cool. Yes, the quote that I was going to use from Anodea, Judith, who wrote that book, and she also wrote loads of other books about chakras, and I have one of them about chakra yoga, I think it's called. So she said, the sacral chakra, Sadhisthana, second energy center, means one's own place. The second chakra is our emotional identity, and its job is self-gratification. Emotional identity expands the experience of the body and gives it dimension and texture, connecting us to the... Oh, I can't read my note there. I've lost the last word of that. Sorry about that. Oh, the flow of the world. Connecting us to the flow of the world. I put it at the top of the page. Oh, anyway. But yeah, it's just kind of cool, the fact that looking at energy and how it's described and has been thought of for like generations across in the East, whether that's in China or whether it's in India, depending on which school of yoga and things you look at. It's that the Eastern philosophy bringing back together where we actually are and making us embody the experience, because you can have all these theories in the world, but actually unless you're living it, you're using it with your senses and embodying it, it's just a theory. It's kind of the living experience is what makes it feel
so
right.
Western mind is not the healthiest mind.
No, we're kind of in that rat race, aren't we?
But then
yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that sounds really interesting, that book, actually. Yeah.
I had so many things that I thought about asking you, but I can't even remember where they are.
You wanted to talk about sandwiches.
Oh yeah, explain this theory to us.
What do you want me to say? The nice way? The poop sandwich?
Oh yes, explain this.
Okay, so I got this from Elizabeth Gilbert, and she also got it from, I honestly can't remember the person where she got it from. She uses sandwich, and I'm not going to swear on here because yeah, so it's for everybody, you know. But yeah, so poop sandwiches. So really funny, really, and a good way to live, because every single thing, even our passions, curiosities, it all comes with a poop sandwich, right? It doesn't sound the same as the other way, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That's about it, really. I mean, whatever you want to do in life, whether it be art or, you know, if you want to follow your path, like your creative path or whatever, there will always be a poop sandwich to go with it. And it's all about what poop sandwich you're prepared to eat. Yeah. I'm trying to explain it, but my mind's gone a little bit blank, actually.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean in a way. It's like, well, you have to sort of do the grit, do the hard work to actually get to where you want to be, and it's kind of
or like, I sort of put it as well with the grass is never greener on the other side, because people might leave a place to, like, a job, to do a different job because they think it'll be better and it'll serve their soul so much more or whatever. But there will always be things in that job that you don't like or don't enjoy, or something you have to do that you really, really hate. I think you cut out a little bit then, actually. Are you there?
Yeah, the image went blank, and I thought, well, actually, maybe I should put this on the extension Wi-Fi instead of the other Wi-Fi. Okay, we're back. We're better quality again. Okay.
Better quality. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. Did you hear what I said?
I think, yeah, maybe just repeat it just in case.
What did I say? But yeah, just about like, say if you're in a job, you don't like it, you think, oh, this job would be so much better for me, serve my soul more or whatever. There still will be things in that job that you hate doing or you don't want to do, or like admin. for an artist, the admin side is the worst part, I think, in my opinion anyways. But that's the poop sandwich you're prepared to eat, right?
Yeah.
This is so random. But you mentioned talking about it, so there we go.
No, because actually it supports the creative process, doesn't it?
It does support. Yeah, it does. And how nothing is just perfect, smooth sailing always.
No,
you know, nothing is like that. There will always be challenges and sandwiches, delicious and not so delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So I had a section of blocks to creativity, and basically the big one that I got to was fear, and then we've kind of talked about some of that. But then I thought, well, actually, let's find a quote or two that actually say something about that. Okay, I've forgotten who said it now because I forgot to actually write who said it. But fear of all the world, of all the lies in the world, sometimes the worst are our own fears.
Yeah.
Another one I found was do the thing you fear to do and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way ever yet discovered to conquer fear. That was Dale Carnegie.
That's true too. And here I am. No, fear. Fear is a funny one, isn't it? Because, I mean, some people deal with it worse than others. Some people know how to handle it. But I'd say one of my biggest learnings of this year so far is understanding my fear. And so I've been doing a lot of journaling and a lot of like looking within to try and understand what is going on here, because I feel crippled by my fear. Doing the most mundane, stupid like things that shouldn't be so terrifying, you know, even just starting a new artwork. Sometimes I've got this fear of, I don't know, because we talk a lot about fear of success, fear of failure, and I think I feel a lot of like fear of failure. Will this one be as good as the last one? Am I just wasting my time type thing, and things like that. Another thing I want to talk about, actually, I'm gonna go off topic and say it right now, just for when I forget, is because I talked about this on the podcast, and I think a lot of other people probably feel this way. When I was doing commissions, and I'm not going to lie, I really wasn't happy. You know, I felt like I, not wasting my time, but I felt like I just, like I said, my soul was being sucked out of me, and I was losing myself a little bit more every single time I sat down to draw. And then it just got to a point, like a boiling point. But I developed this, like, a content addiction. So I could not sit down and draw without having something on to watch or something on to listen to, and I just couldn't be alone with my own thoughts. And then when I stopped doing commissions and started doing my own art, I also felt that content addiction like went with me into doing my own art. But now I feel like I finally conquered that, and I could just draw in silence for hours now. I love music. I love listening to music as well, and I do love listening to podcasts, and I love my series and my shows and stuff, but I don't feel anymore like I can't create without having some sort of content on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, off topic, I know, but I just thought I'd mention that because I think a lot of people feel that way as well. I think that's a sign of you might be doing something you're not entirely happy with, unless you love watching and listening to things. That's fine, but I knew it was a problem for me. Self-awareness.
Yes, yeah, self-awareness is that catalyst to growth, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know what you mean, actually, because I can be procrastinating. It's something really silly, like I am going to continue writing the full moon blog because it got too late, and I thought, well, I actually have to go to bed now. My timing with writing blogs is not amazing, but
do you leave it till last minute?
Yeah. Exactly. It's because I'm motivated by that last minute, but then sometimes that last minute is last minute.
Don't you find that also causes like incredible anxiety as well, though? So it motivates me. I like the same, even with the podcast editing. I leave it till the last possible moment, and then I'm running around, and it's not like, it seems like it's not the best thing for me to do, leave things to the last minute, but I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's that kind of like, I think it's a bit that comes with the creativity in a way.
Yeah,
it's kind of, well, I'll know when the timing is right. It's kind of a bit of the divine timing. So when it's right, it will be there.
Yeah.
Not until it's right will I actually then allow it to be shown or be released. But then some of that comes back to well, am I doing that because it's that I'm trying to stop people from seeing it because I don't want the judgment. It's kind of, which one is it? Is it because of actually I know I create some of my best work on a deadline, or is it because I'm thinking, right, well, actually some of that needs to be perfect? It's that perfectionism thing.
Yeah, perfectionism. And also you just touched on worrying about what others might think, especially like family members and stuff as well, because a lot of stuff I would talk about on the podcast, there is always that part of when you show who you truly are, there is people that won't understand, right? Especially when you start going into like spirituality and things, and people just, I don't like being around people who are not open-minded, I think is what I'm trying to say, because it just makes, if you're around not open-minded people, or even when it comes to art, I'm doing a lot of I'm trying to like get into sacred geometry as well, and people just think it's a bunch of lines on paper, but really the meaning is so much more than that.
Oh, definitely. I've totally forgotten what they were called, but when I was younger, my grandpa, rest his soul, he used to get me to create line art. Basically, you'd have one straight line, another straight line. It kind of looked like a graph. It was a load of straight lines that would eventually form a curve, and then you could make those into sort of, if you had 4 of them, it would look like it was an illusion coming out of the page. But my grandpa became a chief draftsman in the MOD, and so he was very exact with lines. So the big joke that we had in our family was, right, well, actually, we'll leave all the cake cutting to my grandpa so that he can get out a protractor and make sure that the cake is cut right. But obviously he didn't do that. But it's kind of, grandpa better cut the cake. You don't want it to be wonky on that side when it's cut.
The exact right circumference slice.
And he would say as well that he made the lemon meringue that my grandma made. Oh yes, I knew you'd like that. Well, actually, obviously she did all the work. It was kind of they had some great humor between them. Yeah.
Talking about grandpas, my granddad used to be an artist, actually, and used to, because my background is I'm a showwoman, and I've grown up on fun fairs, or well, I don't know, until I was about 13, 14. But my whole family used to travel around Northamptonshire on our fun fair, and my granddad used to do all the art for the rides and paint the, like the boards for the like waltzers and things, and and I think like a lot of my artistic streak maybe from my granddad. I definitely think it goes in the family, and he was very, very precise with his lines, and obviously things had to be quite perfect. So
I mean, you can look at some of those in a flash and think, well, some of them look really dark, and you think, well, actually, do I want to see that? And then other things you think, that's actually really clever. How have they done that? And the kind of the contrast in some of the figures and some of the I don't know, there might be some flames or some kind of stars or something. And you think that is actually really quite intricate. And you think, well, has somebody just stuck a sticker on there, or have they painted it? I wondered about these things over the years.
Yeah, my granddad, he used to, like the old like carousel art, like the horses, and it's all very intricately done. And that's what my granddad used to do. Yeah, all lots of like swirls and really interesting.
It's really random, but I was just thinking about if you were to look at sort of architecture and things. I've always been fascinated with the pillars that you can get in old buildings and in temples, and the Ionian and the Corinthian pillars. You've got the different, has it got one swirl or has it got loads of swirls? And just think, well, actually, how did they make all of these things? How did they then go and transport these huge pillars that would take hundreds and hundreds of our men these days to actually transport all over the world and erect them at sacred sites?
I know. Aliens.
Well, maybe. Who knows? It really blows your mind. And you think, well, somebody somewhere thought, no, I love this Egyptian Sphinx even. I want that in my country. I don't want that to be in center of Greece, Rome, wherever. I'm having it here. What, did they actually put that on a ship? How was a ship actually designed to be able to hold the weight? If some of it's solid marble or
the questions of these like ancient archaeology and not archaeology, archaeology. That too.
Some of it is now,
that too. That's because I was watching a program about ancient archaeology yesterday, architecture, and there'll be the questions. Will we ever know? I'd love to know the pyramids and I love anything to do with like ancient Egypt, and really fascinated by it all, especially the architecture and the paintings and
yeah, my husband and I actually had our honeymoon in Rome and all around Italy. So we he was my kind of travel guide. He actually managed to work out how you could stay in a place for 2 days and cover a whole 6 to 7 days or whatever it was throughout Italy. So we did Rome, and we did Venice, we did Bologna and Siena and Pisa. I think that was all our places. But it was just incredible. But the point being that we actually wanted to go and experience the culture and have the good food with it, because I've got to be really picky with what I eat, because I know that some things I can eat without any issues, other things might cause a few gut issues, and I just thought I want to be safe, and I know that Italian food generally works well for me. And so I think my first picture was with my bright red suitcase holding a big slice of pizza.
Perfect picture, in my opinion.
I managed to actually have a nice dress on that day as well. How do I do that with traveling from the airport?
Yeah, that's true. Normally I travel in pajamas.
Pajamas? Wow.
No, tracksuit bottoms, yoga pants, whatever. Long haul flights. I've actually never been to Italy before. I've been to America quite a few times. So they're long flights, they're pajama flights.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I did go to New York once, years and years ago, but I haven't done much of America, and I think I'd love to take my husband back to New York and maybe a few other places. I mean, we love country music, so we'd like to
go to Nashville.
Yes.
I've been to Nashville. It was amazing there. Yeah, you would love it if you love country music, for sure. Yeah, and Memphis. We went to Graceland in Memphis as well. See Elvis's house. That was fascinating.
Wow. Yeah, I'd love to do that one day.
Yeah, Nashville, very inspiring. There, very inspiring place.
I was thinking we're kind of getting off topic again, aren't we?
Yeah.
But actually, music is creative as well.
Yes.
And because I actually think that comes back to sort of the clairs, if you've heard of in sort of tarot or oracle. So basically, people can be clairsentient. Remind myself. Oh yes, I think sentient is the you sort of get your intuitions through smell. If I'm right. I should know this. I actually clairvoyance is clear sort of intuition via sight. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, clairgustance, the smell one. Sorry. So if you just smell somebody's aftershave or a perfume of somebody and think, oh well, actually that was the scent of my mum, grandma, friend, or whoever, and if you suddenly smell that within a room and they're not there, you might think, well, maybe their presence is there with me or something, or maybe there's something that I'm talking about that reminds you of that person. It's kind of I get my sort of intuitive hits sometimes through song. So somebody will be talking about something and a line of a song will come in and I think, well, why on earth am I thinking of that? I don't even know whether I fully know the song. So sometimes I'll actually ask somebody, do these lyrics mean anything to you? And then someone said, well, actually, that's kind of my favorite song. Or I heard that when somebody proposed to me or when something happened, or you're like, no way.
Oh, wow.
I've tapped into that sort of intuitive thing. And you think, well, is it mine to tap into, or should they have tapped into it somehow? And like just reading a few cards or giving somebody a reading of astrology or something, or just having a conversation about spirituality or whatever, there might be something that comes in. I think, okay, so this feels like it's important to talk about, but why is it important? And often there'll be some kind of connection, a deeper connection to that person that I'm talking to. So that's really kind of cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, really fascinating, actually. It gets you thinking about the senses.
Well, yeah. Well, I think everything comes back to nature, or nature and nurture and all that. But yeah. To nature and the world around us, and we actually need to be working with it, not against it.
Yeah.
The moment that we work against it is that moment where actually we're sort of blocking ourselves and blocking our progress.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. Music is a big one, actually, for me. Now I was just thinking about that, because I went through a stage, like I said, we've been through, I feel strange about calling it trauma, because I know people's been through, I feel bad for saying I've been through some trauma, because other people has been through worse trauma, but it's something I try and get over, right? But anyways, been through some over the past few years, and then I lost my touch with music, and I've always loved music. I've been to more concerts and live music shows than I can possibly count now, and it's just I'm in my element, right, when I'm listening to my music. And then over the years, the past 2 or 3 years, I've completely lost it. And I'd say at the beginning of this year, I sort of hit I don't know, it was around March, really uninspired, just not feeling myself at all. And then me and David, my husband, were watching, we just put the telly on, and instantly, I'm sure you've heard on the podcast, I love a band called Biffy Clyro, and the documentary of how they made their newest album popped up. And when we watched this documentary, it's like it reset everything in my mind, and it just brought it all back, all the creativity. It's I just couldn't wait to create after watching this. And also then just listening to music again, instead of it bringing me bad energy, because I felt like everything in my life was attached to the traumas of the past few years, it sort of reset that. So sometimes I just think you get this moment, and like that documentary, why was that there in front of us when I needed it at the exact right time?
Yeah, that comes back to divine timing, really, and synchronicities, isn't it? Because actually, sometimes on a daily basis, I'll say, universe, what do I need to know today? And I'll sort of just kind of put it out there. And then even if I don't pull a card or do anything with it, there'll be a moment in the day where I might see a bird, or I'll see a feather, or I'll see something, or there'll be a recurring theme throughout the day. I haven't asked for it in that sense. I've only asked a question, but there'll be something that comes out throughout the day. I think, well, actually, I think I kind of needed to hear some of that. Oh, the universe did answer my question. Even if I didn't actually state what I was looking for. It's oh, okay.
You just got to sort of try and stay out your own head, haven't you? To know when the signs are there.
Yeah.
Because I think we're always getting signs, and half the time we're too busy in our own heads to take any notice of it whatsoever. But
But sometimes those signs are actually really useful to, whether it is healing, or whether it is some kind of growth, or whether it does, as you say, spark a bit of creativity and a bit of passion to do something more with your life, or be in the moment rather than in your head. So
yeah. Me and Alice were very sure that we had so many signs before the podcast, from the moment we said, oh, do you want to start a podcast, to actually doing it, actually starting it. We had so many signs. Everything fell into place perfectly. We just saw the number 5 everywhere, which is a sign of change. Is that correct? Or 5 means change? Yeah.
Right. Well, 5 can be about challenges, but yes, it can be change. So change or challenges are kind of interwoven.
Well, challenges as well, for sure. But yeah, everything just seemed to, and we were 100% sure we have to start this podcast, So that was really interesting as well.
Yeah. I find it weird that we can't see comments. I don't know why. Maybe I need
Is
to
there any?
No. Well, I can't see any comments. So if somebody has said anything, I do apologise, but I can't see anything. Just going to see whether I can see anything on. I was thinking, well, there are a couple of people about. I mean, if there's anything that anyone would like us to talk about, or you have a question on creativity or art or astrology, yoga, manifesting with the lunar cycle, anything at all, we'd love to talk to you, and please drop us a comment.
Please.
Yeah.
More water. It's around this time that the sun comes round to like this side of my studio.
Yeah. Are you all right?
We're not very good with the hot weather here. I'm not, anyways.
Maybe it's a Brit thing.
I think it might be. I just worry about the dogs and stuff, the animals.
How is it one dog you've got or two?
I got 2 dogs.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard you talk about Nacho.
Oh, right. Yeah. Nacho features on my Instagram a lot more than Suki, because you get the phone out and she just runs. She doesn't want anything to do with it. She lives life off the grid, But Nacho loves it. He loves the attention. He poses for the camera, not everything.
And what breed are they? Or
Suki is a Cocker Spaniel cross with a Shih Tzu, so a Cocker shit. And Nacho is
it's just in a Muttley laugh there.
Nacho is supposed to be a Chihuahua, but I think he's probably got something else in him, to be honest. He looks like he's got a bit of corgi or fox or something in there. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. How are they doing today? Are they all right?
Oh, they're all right. Yeah, they're all right. They just they're very uncomfortable, but I've got this system that I do, the hot pup pamper treatment. I've talked about it before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, spray. I got like spray bottle. Spray their little head with cold water and all their body actually. Just keep them wet, really, and massage their little brains, their little heads. It's supposed to keep them cool. It's supposed to keep them cooler if you like massage their heads, because it helps with the blood circulation or something. So I'm not sure whether there's anything in it, but they like it. So
I seem to have this thing when I've massaged animals' heads, they tend to either fall asleep on me or get really relaxed. So
yeah, Nacho does.
I've just naturally done that over the years, and I've had so many animals fall asleep on me. I think, okay, I can do this.
That must mean you've good vibes. It's nice to fall asleep around. Comfortable.
Obviously.
Yeah. Have you got any pets?
I haven't actually. No. I mean, I've got a friend who's got horses and a dog. Well, she unfortunately, rest his soul. Bailey passed away fairly recently. He was a collie cross, but he was a rescue dog, so we don't know exactly his breeding and things. But yeah, my good friend Shell, her dog Bailey passed fairly recently. But I used to be around him quite a bit, and we'd take him to agility classes. Just for fun, not like although I think she said, "Oh, you never know, one day I might go to Crufts," but no. It was a joke mostly, but just sort of going through tunnels and doing little jumps and A-frame things, and it was
I used
quite
to set
fun.
up jumps and things for my dogs, but they're a bit old
Really?
now, bless them. Yeah, just for fun. But yeah, they're getting. Suki's nearly 13 now, so.
Oh.
They're getting older. We call Nacho the vibe guardian, because whenever I feel any kind of way that's not happy or neutral, if I'm just feeling a little bit stressed or a little bit sad, even if I'm not showing it, he knows instantaneously and will not leave my side. He doesn't so much care about my husband, but he does me. He's my baby.
Aww. I think animals have a lot of that sort of intuition and knowing anyway, don't they? So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, they all have their own little spirits, don't they? And their own little personalities. And they haven't got, I mean, unless like if they've had a rough life or rough start in life or something, or, they haven't been treated properly. They they're not conditioned like we are they?
No,
As
that's the
humans,
thing.
you know.
Yeah.
Only what we do to them, I guess.
Well, then you'd hope you train them to have boundaries. Actually, that's a big one, boundaries.
Oh, boundaries. Yeah. What, in everything? In life?
In everything in life, yes.
In creativity, in actually, I said that and then I'm thinking, should creativity have boundaries?
That's the thing. That's a good one. Maybe we should do it as a subject for you next.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'll write that down, actually. We're always looking for topic ideas because we end up just repeating ourselves constantly. If I asked Alice, my co-host, this question, she would say, nope, absolutely not. Creativity should not have boundaries. True creativity should not have boundaries. You should just be like not inside the lines.
Yeah, permission to colour outside the lines.
Yeah, for sure.
Or to decide, do they have to be lines? Can they be dots? Can it be wavy? I don't know. Actually, that kind of reminds me of something. I did have a quote on a circle as well, which was from Carl Jung, who's a psychologist, but I can't remember what it is. That's a bit annoying. And my book, you probably noticed, did you hear my book drop on the floor earlier?
Oh, I did hear something, yes.
I made this face just watching it fly on the floor. Oh, I'm gone just now as well. Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down. That's a bit annoying. But yeah, if I look at sort of the in astrology, if you look at the symbols, if you're looking on a chart, astrology natal chart, I don't know whether you've seen any before, but
I have, yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, cool. So, for instance, the makeup of a chart, you've got what looks like a cross in the middle. So it's like you've got that cross of matter. It's like that connection to Earth, and then the circle is like it's about spirit. So then that's why the sun is a circle with a dot. It's like the spirit and the seed of potential within it, and that is like the sun. And then it's kind of a lot of the what we call planetary glyphs. So a lot of the symbols of the planets, they've all got the moon or a cross of matter in them. It's just kind of looking for them, and they're kind of how they're put together. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's really cool, really interesting. No, I did. Is it a natal chart? The time you were born and everything. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did that once. God, I can't remember what it said now, but I did do that once. Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of a bit like a chart behind me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Actually, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I did look up. I think it was trying to look for zodiac tapestry or something. I was like, what can I have behind me as my thing on the wall? I just wanted to have something related to what I'm doing. So
yeah, I've got a tapestry in my living room, and it's just mountains and the sky. So everything. Yeah, what I love. I was going to ask you actually, just quickly, because this is my interview now and everything. Numbers, right? Numbers of the day you were born on. So I was going through the other day my little like birth pack my mum's got in the cupboard of like time I was born and everything, and this little thing was this like piece of card was in there, and it's about people who are born on the 25th of a day, and I didn't know whether like the day of the month you were born had was like had anything to do with also like your natal chart and things like that, but I guess that's just your sign, right? Or
not? Well, I would say if you were to look at tarot, then yes, but when you look at astrology, not that I'm aware of,
because this is frighteningly accurate.
Well, go for it. I'd love to hear
it. It's 25. If your birthday falls on the 25th day of any month, you are a 25-day person. This lovely, gentle, and modest person can be easily hurt. So everything now is just me. Easily hurt by the thoughtless actions of others and manage to hide their emotions very successfully. 25's greatest fault lies in underestimating their own abilities, often very creative. 25's may have careers in art or music. The influence of 7 2+5 will sometimes create an interest in spirituality, as well as giving them a great sense of humour. Living close to nature is of great benefit to all vibrations adding to 7. The gentle influence of the 2 indicates the importance of companionship to the 25-day person, and they often form a wonderful closeness with their partner. So I'm an artist. I like to be very creative. 7 is mine and my husband's number. We went official of our relationship on the 7th of a month. Then we got engaged on the 14th of a month. We got married on the 21st. So 7's like, for both of us, we've got a very close relationship. And I just thought like the spirituality part too, you know, I thought that was fascinating.
Well, there's definitely some numerology in there, isn't there? That's what somebody's gone with, haven't they? So I know ones are about sort of like the oneness of life. 2's are kind of, I think, about comparing and connecting. And then 3's are sort of about communication and stuff. I'd have to get out my books on the numbers in tarot, because I haven't done a extensive thing on numerology itself. But I know that when you're looking at a deck, if you were to have the first, so 1 to 10, so if you're at 5, that's the sort of like midpoint, hence there's changes and challenges. But then a 2 is nearer the beginning, so it's nearer that creativity. And I kind of think about the Fool's journey in tarot. So when we start with tarot, in the major arcana, you've got the Fool, and he is somebody that is like really, he's kind of clueless in the sense that he doesn't really know fully what he wants to achieve. And he's so optimistic, but he's also very carefree. So that again becomes that 0 point of potentiality. But then 1's the magician, it's like the alchemy and everything. And then you've got so much more to come from there. And every sort of person or archetype that the Fool meets along the journey gets him closer to learning about the rules of life, but then also how to grow and to how to create, how to relate to others, how to then go from that point onwards. And the sort of every sort of challenge that he might face through growing and sort of a creation from 1 point until full potential, I guess. So that kind of like the Fool's journey in tarot kind of correlates a little bit with what you're saying of number patterns and how those numbers can relate to different things, which is one of the other reasons why I find that tarot is so fascinating, because you've got the sort of the minor things of every day, from 1 to 10 within a suit, and then you've also got the major arcana, which then has all these different challenges that happen to a character of the Fool, as it were. But it's kind of the Fool in your life could be somebody who is a child, or somebody you know that hasn't got everything together yet. They're kind of clueless, or they've just got an idea, but they've got no idea yet how to actually manifest that into something that could be, I don't know, they don't know how to manifest that into a result, or how to make it purposeful, or how to follow that curiosity, as you say. So it's kind of, they don't know what to do with it. Yet all these sort of challenges, or the people they meet and all the different experiences will help them. Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, it's fascinating. It really is.
Yeah. I need to
tarot is something I'm really interested in as well. You have to get your book done.
I know. Yeah, I did my little course, the Gregory Scott Tarot course from his website, and then I need to kind of eventually. I bought the Hay House sort of tarot course as well, so you can be called a certified tarot reader at the end of it. But I just haven't done that yet either, because I thought, well, if I do the Moonology one first, so I can give people moon readings. So basically, they'll look at so they're all the new moons of the year and things to focus on within those 12 to 13 moon phase, moon cycles, because each lunation starts with the new moon. So it's kind of, if you've not lunation, sorry, each cycle starts with a new moon. So it's kind of, if you've got that to work with for a year, but you also know a little bit about where they fall, so what house it falls in for you. We in astrology we work with rising signs more than we do the sun signs, and more than that star sign. That rising sign is that kind of that place that you're rising into, your potential that you're going towards.
Right.
So when people first meet you, they'll see your rising sign, so they'll see a little bit of an impression of you and your potential. And then when they get to know you, they know that sun sign. So for you, they'll know, okay, well, actually, she's got very much Cancer traits or whatever, Cancerian traits. But for me, it's like, oh, she's very much Gemini. But actually, I'm one of those weird people that's got Gemini sun and rising. So I'm very Gemini.
Yeah, extra.
Yeah, exactly. But then my moon sign is Capricorn. So I do within me somewhere have that ability to be organized, and that ability to schedule things, and that ability to want to actually leave a legacy and be successful and actually achieve what I say I'm going to achieve, rather than just talk about it. So it's kind of at my base, at my deepest level, my moon sign, at my deepest level, I know that I need to be doing something meaningful, and I need to be remembered for the right reasons, not just talking about rubbish. But then I know an evolved Gemini actually brings some of the little short, sweet early learnings into something that is tangible for other people. So it's the connection with other people is actually as important as the connection with themselves. And it's kind of, you're speaking that in a way that other people understand. You're helping people learn and helping other people grow whilst you do as well. But it's kind of it doesn't have to be superficial. Whereas a lot of people will say Gemini is superficial, but actually if you get them in the right conversation, or if you catch them in the right frame of mind, you'll realize that there's more to them than meets the eye. And it's kind of a little bit of knowledge on lots of different things, always wanting to learn, can be good, because then you can actually relate that to other people and say, well, actually, have you thought about this? And seeing both sides to a situation. So it's not, it doesn't have to be that superficial, oh, it's a Gemini, she talks lots, but she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's kind of, no, if she's learning all the time, she's always growing in some way. And it's kind of, just defending the Gemini out there. You just see all this inaccurate information about astrology and about tarot within pop culture, basically, and social media.
Yes, things sort of get like ripped apart as it goes on,
When actually it's all about nature and the seasons and working with things rather than against them. Yeah. Kind of like as above, so below, as within, so without, as the body, so the soul. Mm-hmm. That's what astrology is.
Yeah, I love it.
We've been going for around an hour and a half.
We have been going for an hour and a half. This is what happens.
Yeah,
could just talk all day. It's definitely getting hotter in here.
I was going to say, is there any kind of like words of wisdom you'd like to leave our listeners with? Or
words of wisdom. Do you know what? This is something I said. I'll give a word of wisdom for myself and one from David, because David comes up with a lot of analogies.
I like David's theories. They always sound fun.
Yeah. So for me, and this is just purely about art, I guess, but also could be used for other things as well, is just make the art that you would want to hang on your own wall. Because this is so vague, but it's something that I think about a lot, because I was making art that I didn't want anywhere near me. And a lot of people also, I think, you get stuck, right? And not just with art, but with everything you do. And I guess that's just make sure you're living and thinking and being self-aware about what you're doing, because we're only here in this life for a certain amount of time. And that's deep, right? But I just want people to be happy. There's so much misery around, and just be happy, And David's one, the one that I love the most, is just get the snowball rolling in the right direction. there's anything you want to do that's been on your mind and you're procrastinating about it and keep putting it off constantly, if you just take baby steps and get that snowball rolling, you can easily pick up pace. So yeah, it's funny to be asked that question. Any words of wisdom? It's like, oh my god, what do I say?
Oh no, you did well. You did very well. Yeah, actually, I kind of like both of them. But when I was thinking of what you're saying about David's one, I was thinking, well, actually, that is the thing, isn't it? So there is something, I can't remember the quote, but it's like something basically about things gathering dust, but that it is that snowball thing that basically David was saying. But I can't remember the quote. There is something, yeah.
That's well, yeah, because, well, if it is about gathering dust, I mean, ideas will gather dust or just fly away to somebody else, because Elizabeth Gilbert talks about ideas as like, they're like little spirits almost, and they come to you, and then if you don't utilize them or like put them, like manifest them into reality, they'll just fly away to someone else, and someone else will do the same idea and manifest it in reality in their way. So if you've got an idea that comes to you and you think, oh, that's actually a really good idea, and then there's the other part, like the fear that tries to stop you from manifesting it into reality, or just try and stop you really and tell you you're not good enough or your idea is not good enough. It's just knowing to not listen to the fear and instead just take the baby steps to manifest it into something that could be amazing, you know.
I know Les Brown and lots of other people often talk about not letting your dreams die with you. It's kind of right. Well, actually, if you were to, I can't remember who said this either, but there was something about how if when you were in your last moment, when you were in your last moment of life, and you had all your dreams and ideas around you judging you, it'd be a case of, well, actually, they'll be saying, well, why didn't you do anything with us? It's kind of, you see what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, we don't take those dreams with us to the grave. We do something with them, sort of face the fear and do something anyway, because actually, what is life if you haven't tried? It's
exactly.
Kind of, and there was this really cool graffiti near where I lived for a bit. It was just on some train bridge, and it said, "What is Earth without art?" Oh,
nice.
The word art is within the word Earth. I was like, oh wow, so it is. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. Yeah, good thing to think about.
The tumbleweed. But yeah, it's been really lovely talking to you today, Amber.
Yes, it's been fun.
Yeah, just encourage people to manifest their dreams and take small daily aligned action steps.
Yep, follow the curiosity.
And follow that curiosity.
It's the most important thing.
Alrighty, well, lovely to see you. Take care.
You too.
And all right, to all our
thanks
listeners.
for having me.
Oh, well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, to anybody who's listening now or in future, thank you. And yeah, take care and keep manifesting. All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye.